Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you for the introduction. And hello, everyone. I hope they can hear me.
Everyone here? Everyone online here?
Okay, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here today. I'm mostly happy to be speaking. This will be my first online talk, right? And I'm just trying to put myself out there and share the little knowledge that I've been able to accumulate. First, my name is Ima Basi. I'm a quality assurance engineer and I live in Nigeria. I studied English and literary studies in school, but I think 2 to 3 years back, I decided to. Can everyone still hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, we can hear you.
So I decided, okay, thank you. And then 3 years back, I decided to move into tech, and quality assurance was the niche I decided to go into. So yeah, this morning I'm going to talk about this topic, how to move from chaos to confidence as a new tester in a rapidly evolving industry. So I'm very sure this is a topic that a lot of us can relate to in the quality assurance space. And now, yeah, my focus is on new testers actually, because I feel like I'm still learning based on I'm just coming in from a non-STEM background. So I still see myself as a new tester, even though I've been in the industry for 3 years now. But this could be relevant to, professionals, people that have been in the industry for a while. They are also facing these challenges, right? So as a new tester, when you're coming into the industry, you're coming in with these basic skills, the foundational level skills, right? You know how to test manually. You can do the manual testing. Andrew, I'm seeing people here. Should I admit them?
No, you're fine. You can just carry on.
Okay. So, yeah, as I was saying, you're coming in with these foundational skills, but when you come in, you find out that the reality is different. It's not what you expected. It's not what you were told. It's not what you read, right? And so you're kind of confused. The terminologies are so wide. They all sound similar. They look like the same thing, right? So you're trying to know the differences between this and that. It gets so overwhelming as someone who is just coming in newly into the industry. You get overwhelmed with all of that. I think these are the chaos that I am talking about in my topic today, right? You can see these challenges as chaos, right? So what causes these challenges or this chaos, this confusion that you come in to meet, right? First, I would say it is the technological advancements, right? We are every day, the technology sector is, it's moving rapidly. And then the second point is, you are having this fundamental shift in how software is being built, okay? So like now for the technological advancements, you come in, you did not expect to be, hear something about AI and machine learning, and now you're inside it. It's what is happening currently. Everyone is talking about AI. So as a quality assurance engineer, asking yourself, how do I test this, right? Because you're not testing any AI this thing the way you would test a traditional software, right? So you're asking questions. How do I test biases? How do you look out for those biases? How do you ensure that the data is correct? The quality of the data. Also, you're asking questions like, why did this AI give this response? Why this prediction, right? You need to understand this. You need to understand the explainability. Why is this answer what your AI is giving to you, right? and then you move on to let's say microservices, right? Before we used to have applications are built in one monolithic I don't know, UI block, right? But now they're being distributed, okay? They're being distributed. You're having different little pieces of, what is it called, services, right? Being integrated together. So now this means that this allows room for, what is it called? Maybe more failure points, right? So you need to understand all of this for you to be able to add value to, whatever it is you're doing in your organization, right? Then you have the CI/CD pipeline, the DevOps thing. Okay, it's a culture in some organizations, right? So this is where you need to learn collaboration. You're not just working alone. You're working with different people. You're writing. You need to understand what is going on in the development for you to be able to contribute. And then you move on to what is it called? Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. Yes, okay. So now you go on to the methodology shift, okay? Now we are in the age of agile, DevOps, and continuous testing. You are no more waiting for a developer to write a code and then pass it to you to test. No, we are no more doing that, right? So now you need to understand what agile is. You're attending meetings, design meetings, you're contributing to the requirements, meetings. And then, give me a moment there. So you're contributing to designs or meetings, the requirements, and all of that. You just not you're attending meetings, right? You're not just, like I said, you're not just attending the meeting. Yes, you understand that every morning your company does stand up, right? Every sprint, stuff like that. But then your contribution is needed. You need to contribute for you to be seen as valuable in the organization. And then we have the continuous testing, okay? Testing is no more like a phase, right? Yeah, the developers have written the code, they've passed it to you, you've tested, and that is it. Everything has passed. You're taking it to production. It's not like that anymore. We have this testing is now a continuous activity. You keep testing, distribution testing, you come back to test all of this whenever a push is being made. Then we also have the skill expectations. Like I said before, you're coming in with your foundational skills. I remember when I started out in Kiwi, I used to read qualities of, what qualities should a quality assurance engineer have. One of those things are being curious, problem solving, critical thinking, and all of that. But when you come in, you really need to understand what is going on for you to apply these skills that you're coming in with, right? So the expectation is above that, is above the foundational level. You're expected to know how to do manual testing. You're expected to understand automation, and then go into the specific specializations like performance testing and security testing. Then you move on to speed demands, right? In some organizations, we have this the need to always push stuff to go live in every week. Just push stuff to production, right? You need to take this feature to production this week. So they're basically pushing things every week, every month, as fast as they could. Now, the problem is not about taking these things live, right? How about the time? Okay. In some cases, you have very shorter cycles. There is no time for you to actually be able to, meet these expectations. So with all of these challenges, it could be overwhelming for a new tester, right? But the good thing is the people that came in before me, people that came in before you, us, the new testers, right? They face these challenges also, but they still found their footing, right? They build confidence. So I'm going to share with you how you can, navigate these challenges by yourself, right? So one is I'm going to say you should embrace continuous learning and adaptability, right? I think this is the most important strategy for me. This is the most important strategy because in tech, nothing is slowing down, right? Right now in the tech industry, they're not slowing down anytime soon, right? So what you need to do is to keep up. For you to keep up, you need to, keep learning. And that's why I'm saying embrace continuous learning. And our advice to go into automation. And when we say some people don't even find it, I see a lot of arguments on LinkedIn. Is automation necessary? You need to do this. There are different discussions on the timeline, but then you should know what is applicable to you. It's not everything you see online, or even what I'm saying, right? You can still filter what is applicable to you and leave the rest, right? So that's what I would see in learning. If you're learning an automation tool, you should look at what your company needs, right? Look at the current situation of things. Do they really need to automate anything? What do they need to automate? I think that's what is going to give you the idea of what automation tool to use, right? Or to learn, okay? In some companies, maybe if you're working in a company that prioritizes automating their APIs, right? That means you should be focusing on Postman or any API automation tool, right? Your company cannot be looking for API automation and you're going to learn Cypress because it's trending or everyone is talking about it. No, right? So I think these are the kind of, stuff that you need to look out for to know what it is that you're learning. You don't just learn everything. You need to be strategic in what you are learning, in the decision that you're making, right? And then we have certifications still under embracing continuous learning. Also, I've seen arguments on the timeline where people are saying that certifications are not necessary, right? It depends on how you look at it, because I know that when I started out, I wanted to get what is it called? ISTQB, this is certification. I wanted to get it, right? And then I downloaded some learning resources from their website. Now, even though I did not go ahead to write their exams, right? The learning resources that I got from them was very useful to me, okay? So in some cases, like you're coming in, it's going to help you understand things. It's going to help you build confidence. You're going to understand what is going on because the questions they are being asked in those resources or in that exam, these are real life stuff. You're asking you real life questions, things that are happening in the industry, okay? So in cases like that, you need to, understand why are you going for this certification. I understand that sometimes certifications do not validate your skills, right? Does not validate what you can do or cannot do. But in your case as a new tester, I'll advise that you go for it because yes, it's going to upskill you. You get to understand things better. And then we have leveraging online resources, okay? There are some learning websites like Coursera, Udemy, Udacity. I make use of those learning sites. I make use of their learning resources every now and then, okay? They are very, very useful. We have Free Code Camp, like these places that even YouTube, right? When I started out, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, okay? And let's understand concepts. Everything that I did not understand, I am Googling it and I'm going to YouTube to, there are always people sharing these things on YouTube. Whatever issue that you're experiencing, someone else has experienced that before you, and they've perhaps shared the solution to it. So make use of these online learning resources, and then also read research. Okay, every day people are publishing articles online. What is it called? Medium. Okay, then there's some other sites that, as that So there are some other sites that are specifically tailored for QA this thing, anything testing, right? So those kind of articles, I would just say you should look into them. That you know, they cover different topics: AI, shift left, you know, QA processes, so many things, automation, right? So look into those articles every day. Someone like me, I subscribe to some newsletters. Whenever I have time, I go to those newsletters. I see that they have different sections. Okay, recently I published an article on open source, right? Because I contributed to open source as a tester. This is not something that is very common. Testers contributing to open source is not a very common thing, right? Because you always feel like you need to write code, but it's beyond that. It's beyond that. So I shared that, I published that article, and I got a lot of positive response, right? So that's to show you that people are constantly sharing their knowledge. And then under mastering modern technologies, okay, this is another way for you to navigate these challenges as a new tester. Okay, be active in agile this thing set up in your company. Go for these meetings, contribute, ask clarifying questions. I don't know, just during sprint planning, ask questions. If you are listening to what is happening, because you know there are people that go to meetings and feel like this does not really concern me. They really wait for things to be passed to them, right? They wait for things to be assigned to them before they can act on anything, right? Don't be that person. When you're going for these meetings, these agile meetings, make sure that you are listening. Make sure you understand what is going on, okay? They always ask, there's someone, in fact, whoever is in charge is always asking, are you following? Do you understand? Please don't be quiet if you don't. You need to understand the processes or the requirements for you to be able to contribute. So ask questions, always ask questions, okay? And then understand the embrace shift left. I said earlier before, this is another methodology in QA, shift left. People have been advocating for it for years now, and I feel like it's finally sticking, okay? So get involved in the earlier process. Ask, I don't know, participate in design discussions. Think about, you know, how you are going to test these things before the code is even written, okay? And then, yeah, that's how you contribute. That's how you gain confidence, okay? And then there's also the issue, okay, there's also the issue of developing essential soft skills, okay? I know that, how do people see it? When I started out in tech, I used to hear people say that the technical skills will get you to the door, but it is the soft skills that will decide if you stay or not, right? So stuff like this, it might sound like a cliche. We've heard about it so much, but it's still very, very important. It's essential for you as a QA or a quality engineer, right? So you need to know how to communicate. Communication is key, right? Imagine that you find an, you know, important bug or a critical bug, but if you fail to communicate your findings maybe to the developers, they might not understand how critical that bug is, right? So it lessens the impact of the bug you found, right? So communication is key in stuff like this, in quality assurance. I mean, then collaboration, you need to collaborate with your developers. I don't know how it is in some organizations, but for someone like me, okay, I used to, you know, I love to work by myself, but I've come to understand that and the kind of work we do, right, that cannot really fly. I'm working with designers, I'm working with developers, I'm working with product owners, and then even the stakeholders, your bosses, people that you need to communicate the status of things to, you know, you need to, these are people that you need to tell them what is happening for them to be able to make business decisions. So imagine that you cannot collaborate, imagine you cannot communicate. That is going to be a disaster for you, right? Your value will not be seen. So you need to learn these soft skills, learn to, work with people, try, adapt, okay? And then there's curiosity and proactiveness. Never stop asking what if, what if I do this, what's going to happen? Okay, see if this thing happens, like, you know what I'm saying? Just be curious, then take initiative. Like I said, some people always wait for things to be assigned to them. No, don't wait for the mic to be passed to you. If you see something, say something, right? And then the last thing I would say under building essential soft skills is going to be resilience. Okay, I'm not sure this is a skill that people are talking about enough. Okay, the tech world is moving very, very fast, and then there will always be challenges. There will always be challenges. You need to adapt to these things, right? Tight deadlines, unexpected issues. Okay, learning to bounce back is what is going to keep you in the game, right? So resilience is a very important soft skills for you as a quality assurance engineer. And then the last point I'm going to make on how you can navigate the challenges you face as a new tester in this industry is building a strong network and community. Building a strong network and community, yeah, you don't have to do this alone, okay? Like I said, when I started out, I used to be very shy, just keep to myself. I don't go out. I'm always in my house. Okay, I'm not going anywhere. But then you are going to be limited if that is your story, right? You'll be very limited. You need to reach out to experienced testers, people in the industry who have been around for a while. You need to reach out to them, to ask questions, ask for guidance. It can support you and lead you to make good decisions for yourself. So seek mentorship is really important. I think I spoke on something about mentorship one time. I noticed that, in fact, the most important thing about being a new tester, when you come in and you're a very curious person, you're a fast learner, you're going to notice some trends. When I came into the quality assurance piece, I noticed that whenever we talk about mentors, people are looking at middle level to senior level executives, right, to be mentors. Okay, and then I spoke about it. I said it does not have to be people in that high position. Okay, you that is just starting out, trust me, there's someone that is a step lower than, you're just a step above somebody in this industry. There's somebody that needs your help. There's somebody that needs your support. Okay, so you yourself can be a mentor. If you're teaching someone, if I went to people, when you're teaching someone, two people are learning, you are solidifying what you already know. So I would advise that you reach out to people and be mentors to them also, help them, support them, and stuff like that. Then we have the engaging in online communities. Okay, so
sorry are you just a few more minutes, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so embrace, engage in online communities. There are so many QA communities that I see online. Join those communities. You're going to learn a lot from them. Attend meetups and conferences just like this one. Okay, when you see conferences like this, try to attend. You're going to have opportunities to connect with industry experts, people that you can actually learn from. Try to strike a conversation from these people that you meet. And now, what we are looking at today is how you can move from these challenges to, I'm trying to conclude, how you can move from these challenges to confidence, right? If you're navigating through these challenges with these strategies that I have shared, right? So you're looking at confidence as a continuous activity. It is not a destination, okay? It's not a destination. It's not like you're moving from A to C, right? It's a continuous process. So what I'm saying is that if you can navigate through this with all these strategies, right, that is how you build your confidence, okay? when you are proactively engaging in stuff, you are doing your research, you're reading, attending conferences, you're constantly learning. Like, this is how you achieve confidence. Okay, this is, the tech industry is not going to stop evolving. You need to deliberately embrace these challenges, right? So how you navigate it is how you gain your confidence. If you're always feeling beaten down, that's how you continue to feel. But if you embrace these changes graciously, that's how you fly with confidence. Okay, so I think I'm going to end it here today. If there are any questions or comments, yeah, I'm open to that. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Emma, for a fantastic talk.